Hey guys, Dave from Wolfhard Hobbying here, and we're going to continue looking at painting the Rotten Belle from Malifuax. In this episode, we're going to take a look at painting the stockings on the model, and as well as her corset as well. We're going to also pick up the gloves and some of the minor details, just to kind of get this model almost finished. So to come in and do the stockings, we're going to come in with Vallejo model color black gray. This is a great color to start your blacks. I don't like using a straight flat black just because I find it doesn't look that nice on a model, whereas this is a very smoky gray, so it's fairly dark, and your eyes will automatically tell your brain that it is black. So it's a good way of getting nice color onto the model without it being so strong of a black. But just taking our detail brush here, being very careful because her stockings are ripped and torn, as you can see here. So you don't want to get any of that color on the skin tone, as that's going to be a pain to try and fix up. But just jumping ahead to me being completely done the stockings, as that does take a long time to do. So now I'm going to come in and do her corset. Again, with these Malifuax models, they are so small that you kind of have to work really close to the model if you want to start painting detail, or you want to make sure you're not painting over something. So with the corset and the stockings, being very careful of the holes that are in them. I have to almost bring the model straight up to my face, but just giving it a nice base coat here. It will require 2 coats to get a nice smooth look to it, but just like everything else, we're just going to base coat it, and then we're going to start highlighting it. So again, being very careful of where we're putting our paint, because even though these models have a lot of detail to them, they do paint up fairly quickly, which is nice, especially if you want to get models onto the table. So there you go. That's the base coat there. As you can see, she's got a big hole in the corset there, so that's why I wanted to be careful of where the paint was going on the model. So with our second base coat dry, we're going to come in with 2 Administratum gray to 1 black gray. This is going to be our only highlight that I'm doing with the black. You could go to up to a brighter gray, but again, the model and the details are so small that going that far require a lot of attention to the detail, but I don't really want to do that, as this is just supposed to be quickly painted and put on the table. So the highlights we're hitting, we're just going to get the kneecap there, and basically all the top parts of the rips, or the bottom side of the hole, however you want to call it. And then we're going to do some of the folds in the corset around the hole in that chest part there. But that's pretty much all about the highlight we're going to be doing on the model. Again, I'm not bringing this highlight up too far. So again, just one line along the back there. It's hard to kind of see on the camera here, so I'm going to bring the camera in a little closer for you guys to see. So even with the camera closer, it is a little hard to see the highlight, but in person, without a white balance, you can see it, and it does kind of pop. So with that done, we're now going to come in and we're going to start doing all the accent colors basically on the model. Just giving you kind of a twirl around, a closer view of the pink that we did in the previous episode and how all that looks. But so coming in, we're going to start working on the gloves, the straps, and the top part of the corset. And for that, we're coming in with Screamer Pink. We're just coming in with a base Screamer Pink, as this is a nice purple pink kind of color, and with it being part of the mixture in the dress of the Belle, it kind of accents the colors really nicely. So to get us started, I'm just going to start doing the lace lining or whatever it is at the top of her corset here. And I am going to apologize in advance. You are going to see a lot of just my hand. Again, I am doing very small details here. So later on in the video, I'm going to be showing a lot of just my hand, as getting into these details and keeping my hand out of frame is very, very difficult. So again, I just want to apologize in advance. So as you can see here with the Screamer Pink, it is breaking up the model really nicely. And jumping ahead, I've done the gloves, most of the strap, the little bow ties on the front. But just coming in to finish the strap here. And as you can see, I go off frame here to try and get close enough to make sure I'm not hitting the skin. So with that done, we're going to come in with a second coat as well, because it is our base coat, so I like to do two coats. But and then again, we're only going to do one highlight on these little parts here, as most of the model really sticks out already. So we're just going to let that dry, and now we're going to come in with a 1-to-1 mixture of Screamer Pink and Emperor's Children. And we're just going to highlight basically the edge of where that arm thing, glove, whatever it happens to be. Just going to do the edge right where it kind of meets her hand as a highlight. Again, here, this is where you're going to see a lot of just my hands, but you get kind of the idea. You can also do the top part of that glove, but it's up to you as far as how you want to do this highlight. Again, with all my videos, it's personal preference, so it's up to you. So just going to actually get my hand out of the frame here, and just doing the top part of that strap coming down her arm here. And again, just to show you better now, the top part of her glove, just to give it a nice little bit of a highlight. You could, again, take this highlight as far as you want, but with small details, I wouldn't bother. Just going to do the top part of her strap on her shoulder here, and then do the bow ties on the front. Just making sure you get pretty much where you want your highlights to go. And for the bow ties, I'm just going to come in and do essentially an overbrushing. I'm not worrying about picking out the actual top parts of those little bows. So I'm just overbrushing, just catching the edges with a quick dollop of paint. And that's it, guys. That's doing the stockings and the corset for the Belle. In the next video, we're going to do the hair, the feather, the umbrella. Basically, we're going to finish up the model here. If you guys like the video, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook at Wolfhard Hobbying. There will be a link in the video description below for my Patreon account. So if you guys want to show your support that way, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. We'll see you in the next one, and have a great day.